It's funny what you remember when you look back. Some moments stamp themselves in your mind with perfect clarity, like ink on paper. Others, the big ones especially, come in slow motion. The edges blur a little. You remember how you felt more than what was said. I still remember the day I got the call about young Sheldon like that. I was 9 years old. 9. Just a kid who loved acting, loved books, and still tripped over her own shoelaces. I'd been doing auditions, commercials, small parts, nothing like this. Nothing with this kind of weight. They told me I got the role of Missy Cooper. I didn't know what that meant at the time. I knew The Big Bang Theory, sure. My parents watched it. But the idea of being part of a spin-off, of stepping into the universe of a show that millions of people already loved, already had opinions about, that didn't register. Not yet. What I did know was that I got to play a sassy, sharp, hilarious little girl with more attitude than filter, and I loved her immediately. Missy Cooper was everything I wasn't at the time. Bold, blunt, brave in a way that 9-year-old me didn't always feel. I had no idea how much she would teach me. What none of us knew. Looking back now, older, a little wiser, and definitely taller, I think about what we all didn't know when young Sheldon began. We didn't know it would run for 7 seasons. We didn't know that we'd become a family, on set and off. That Zoe Perry would become like an older sister and mentor to me, teaching me not just about acting, but about being. That Annie Potts would make me laugh during serious scenes with the tiniest smirk, and that Lance Barber would sneak in dad jokes that stayed with me long after rap. And I definitely didn't know how much Ian Armitage and I would grow up together, on screen and off. We didn't know that people would fall in love with Missy. That little tomboy from Medford, Texas, wasn't just a supporting character. She became a fan favorite. I started getting letters, DMs, girls my age and their moms, telling me they saw themselves in Missy, that they loved how strong she was, how honest, how funny, how real. And it hit me slowly over the years how powerful that was. Growing up twice. The weirdest part of growing up on TV is that you kind of grow up twice. There's who you are in real life, Raegan, with braces and insecurities and a journal full of poetry and quotes from Jane Austen. And then there's who you are on screen, Missy, confident and quick and rarely wrong. Sometimes Missy was braver than I was. Sometimes she said things I wish I'd had the guts to say. And sometimes I'd find myself learning from her, or maybe growing into her. There's this beautiful blurry line between character and actor when you're on a show for that long. You give parts of yourself to the role, and the role gives something back. When Missy hit puberty, I was 2. When she started questioning things, I was asking similar questions. And when she went through heartbreaks, well, let's just say I learned how to cry on cue. And sometimes that felt all too real. The weight of goodbye. Filming the final season was hard. Not because we didn't know it was coming. We did. We knew season 7 would be the end. We talked about it, prepared for it, even counted down episodes like kids marking days till summer vacation. But when the end actually came, none of us were really ready. I remember the last table read. Everyone cried, even the crew. You could feel it in the air, the end of an era. The goodbye we weren't ready to say. The family we didn't want to leave. And when I filmed my final scene as Missy, just me, standing on that familiar set, one last look over my shoulder before walking off screen, I didn't want to cut. I didn't want to leave that space. But we all had to. That's what growing up means, I guess. What they didn't see, what the audience didn't always see, what they couldn't see, was the backstage life. How we built forts in our dressing rooms. How Ian and I had book club Wednesdays and swapped graphic novels like candy. How we made TikToks during breaks and sang Broadway songs badly between takes. How the crew decorated the trailers for every birthday and made us feel special in ways that had nothing to do with fame. They didn't see the anxiety sometimes, the pressure of growing up with cameras watching. They didn't see the late-night script runs or the nerves before live tapings. But they didn't need to. Because what they did see, the laughter, the heart, the realness, that was real too. What I know now, If I could go back to that little girl who got the call, that 9-year-old with the butterflies and big dreams, I'd tell her, you have no idea what you're stepping into. But trust me, it's going to change your life. I'd tell her that she's going to fall in love with acting in a whole new way. That she'll discover her voice, both as a character and as herself. That she'll write stories of her own. That she'll meet people who inspire her, challenge her, and love her. And I tell her that even when it ends, it doesn't really end. Because Missy Cooper isn't gone. She's part of me now. And she always will be. Epilogue, the next chapter. These days, I'm exploring new roles. I'm writing, reading, still obsessing over Jane Austen. I don't know exactly what comes next, but I know whatever it is, I'll bring a little Missy Cooper with me. The world met me as her. But now it's time they meet me as me. And that's the most exciting part.